Welcome everyone to episode 4 of Zach's Retro Raw Reviews. And tonight I discuss the February 1st episode of Monday Night Raw, hailing once again from the Manhattan Center in New York City, with Rob Bartlett, Vince McMahon, and Macho Man Randy Savage on commentary, as always. And we start off the show with a nice little match between Damian Demento taking on Tatanka. And right away, probably a minute into the match, 5 minutes into the show at most, Rob Bartlett comes up with the lamest joke of the night. He was talking about Tatanka, and he goes, "I had some of his trucks when I was little." And Vince goes, "Tatanka?" And he goes, "Yeah, Tatanka trucks." Yeah. I paused because that's how bad the joke was. Anyway, Tatanka went over Damian Demento in a couple-minute match. Not a bad show match, but it was nothing short of Tatanka is still undefeated. We get a nice promo from Bret Hart about the headlock for hunger, which, as I've discussed in the previous episodes, I think it's a great idea for that headlock to hunger thing. But without actually knowing what it was, besides, a wrestling show to help fight out hunger, I can't really give too much thought on it. So that was that. We had Brutus the Barber Beefcake make his return in this show. And he talked about how his wife left him and his parents died and yada yada. Oh, and he had that face injury or whatever it was. But now he's back, and he's back to take on Money Inc., I guess. I don't know if that's this episode or the next episode. I might be getting episodes confused. But this does begin a feud with him and Hogan versus Money Inc. Anyway, we had a nice little match between... Hold on. Give me 1 sec here to see the match. Oh, yes. High Energy fought Iron Mike Sharp and Vito. Not the dress-wearing guy from 2006. A different Vito. Yeah, it was weird. But again, another squash match with High Energy being Owen Hart and Yokozuna. Or Koko Beware, excuse me. Going over. I really enjoyed what I saw from Owen Hart and Koko Beware. So they made a pretty decent tag team. I would have liked to see High Energy get a tag team title win during this time, but I guess there wasn't real plans for them at this time. We got an interview with Todd Pettengill, the guy that gave Michael Cole his job, about WWF Mania, not WrestleMania. WWF Mania was a show on 10 a.m. on Saturday mornings on the USA Network. Because, once again, the USA Network didn't have enough wrestling shows in 1993. And, Todd Pettengill reminds me each time I see him of one of those douchebag 1990s game show hosts that you see. And it kind of just really, he pisses me off whenever I see him. We found out during this episode that Andre the Giant had passed away. And Howard Finkel gave a nice little speech on him. And they did the 10 bell salute. Again, I'm never a fan of the 10 10 bell salute, because it brings back bad memories of Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero, just to name a couple of people. After that, we got the match that we've all been waiting for, billed by Vince McMahon. Doink the Clown versus Typhoon. Yeah, I kid you not. Vince McMahon said that Doink the Clown versus Typhoon was the match we've all been waiting for. That match only got 3 minutes. Doink the Clown going over, of course. You know, Doink's actually not a bad wrestler. As I've gone on to more matches with him, I just saw a match today of him versus Mr. Perfect in a King of the Ring qualifying match. And it was actually a really decent match. And it got good time, too. So, that was a decent match. Next we got Yokozuna versus Bobby DeVito in another squash match with Yoko going over, getting ready for his match at WrestleMania 9. We had Jim Duggan on the phone during the match. He issued a challenge to Yokozuna for like Superstars or WWF Mania or one of those programs. And we also, before the main event, we got an interview with Money Inc. with Vince McMahon, and they said they wanted to wrestle Brutus the Barber Beefcake after he issued an open challenge for anybody in the company to wrestle him. And Jimmy Hart's their manager, and he warns them that if they get injured, then their career will be over, and they're going to lose the tag team titles. And, yeah, this leads to Jimmy Hart turning on them and aligning himself with, whatever the hell the team name of, there's Coco Dylan, if you're happy. Jimmy Hart and, sorry, whatever the team of Brutus the Barber Beefcake and Hulk Hogan is, I'm not sure anymore. It'll come to me in a minute. I have it written down. The Mega Powers, I think. I don't know. I'm tired. Anyway, yeah, and then during the main event, we have Lex Luger, the Narcissist, taking on Jason Knight. Luger going over. It's also during this match that Randy Savage says on commentary that Brutus the Barber Beefcake accepted the challenge to face one of the members of Money Inc. So, I mean, overall, we had a decent show. I mean, not the best Raw I've seen so far. Definitely not the worst Raw I've seen so far. But overall, I'd probably give it like a 6.5 out of 10. I mean, every match, the longest match was 4 minutes. So every match was pretty much a squash in this show. So, I mean, overall, it was an okay Raw. So, I mean, that's it for my review tonight. So, I will see you guys next time. Have a good night, guys.